Go ahead. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lunch with Linda on Facebook Live or YouTube at Inside Northampton Wolves. I am Linda Daniels, the owner of Northampton Wolves, and I really appreciate your joining me today. We have been working hard to spread the cottons out a little bit, which you can sort of see over my shoulder. We've moved things around in the shop and we are getting ready for a big spring adventure. I want to remind you all that Local Yarn Store Day is on April 29th. That's the end of this month. And we will be celebrating big time. Hi, Decker. This year, just like we did last year. And if you hear that stuff going on outside, it's amazing how loud people think they can turn their radio up in their car. That is all the way across the street, and I don't know if you can hear it or not, but boy, it is pounding.
You can feel it in the floor.
You can feel it in the floor. Yeah, it's really annoying. Or man, those people are not going to have hearing left very much longer. Anyway, hi Pauline, hi Amanda, hey Holly, hi Catherine. Glad you are all able to join us today. It is a very sunny day out, and the first thing that I want to say is that it's going to be a great day, a great week actually, to get some of that sweater washing done that we've been talking about. Whether you use Eucalan or Soak or even Ivory dishwashing liquid, which is what I use sometimes, you should definitely wash some of those heavier sweaters that you're probably not going to wear now that it's getting warmer. Get them outside and cover them with a sheet. Put a sheet on the ground, put your sweater down after you've washed it and cover it with a sheet. Because even though the weather's going to be nice and warm and everything will dry very quickly, it is also going to be a very high pollen week out here. And if you suffer from allergies, you don't want your woolen goods to pick up all of that pollen, especially if it ends up being as breezy as they say it's going to be. So think about that when you put them out to dry. Hi, Ruth Ann, and hi, Bess. And is that Lori? Yeah, hi, Lori and Sally. Glad you guys are all here. So the title of today was revisiting or rehashing some of the stuff that we talked about last week, because in the afternoon, on Monday afternoon, a whole bunch of stuff happened. And a lot of it was really important to what I did talk about last week. The first thing is that we got in the new color, the April color from Dream in Color. And this is the planned pooling series that they're doing, which means that there's just a small section of color that's different than everything else that shows up in a specific way in your knitting. If you go on Ravelry and search for planned pooling patterns, you'll see what I mean. I started a little shawl last month. You heard me talk about it then. And then Kate took this month's color and has started a crochet project, which I'm going to show you. She has found a crochet pattern that has bobbles in it. And bobbles in crochet are really easy to do. It's a pretty simple pattern of double crochets and chain one, and then every time she comes to the blue, she makes a bobble. And the bobbles actually can vary a little bit by size, but it is a great way to use this pooling because you really control where the bobbles are as far as the placement goes with the number of wraps that you do to create the bobbles. So Kate's going to be working on this week until it's done, and it'll be here in the shop. She's got quite a bit of yarn to go, so I think it'll be a decent size shawl. It's not going to be a great big one, but it's definitely going to be something that you'll be able to wrap around your neck and keep up there. So that was the first thing that happened. That stuff came in, and for about another 4 months, we're going to be getting these planned pooling colors from them. We did a little Instagram video of my opening the bag of planned pooling, which I mean, it got us so many views. We were both really surprised, but it also means that we've sold a lot of that color. So we got in 12 skeins. I thought it was 10, but we actually got in 12, and we're already halfway sold out. So again, if this is a color that you think you like this very Southwest color, let me know and I'll hold it for you. But we've only got 6 left, so don't wait too long or it will all be gone. Hi, Lucille. The other thing that happened was that I talked about the market bag last week and how popular that had been before. And in case you don't remember what it looks like this. This is the large size of the market bag. And right after I was done talking about it, 2 things happened. We got a big order in of new colors, and that's what today's picture was about. So some really light colors that will contrast beautifully with some of the darker colors. And we have a ton of this stuff in now, in all kinds of color ranges. And it only takes 2 skeins to make the small bag. Those 2 are really pretty too.
Yeah. It's not that light.
There's so many balls of yarn here, I can't show them all to you. Here's another Southwestern kind of color. But we got in they made a lot of new light colors that really look great because they make such a good contrast with the darker colors. So that bag will really pop when you use these 2 colors. Now the problem that we found is that the bag pattern is no longer available on Ravelry. Hold on. Talk about pollen.
Yeah.
I knew that the designer, whose name is Sharon Ann Hall, I knew that she had passed away, but her patterns were still available on Ravelry. Between the time that I purchased the pattern and put it in my Ravelry and the last 9 months, her family has begun to clean up all of her Ravelry store and her website. She had a store, an actual physical store once too. So they've taken it down, so you can no longer buy the pattern on Ravelry. We do have copies of it, and we are allowed to give them out free when you purchase the yarn. So if you buy the yarn from us, we will be able to give you a pattern. And the pattern has both the small and the large size bags included in it. So if you don't already have the pattern in your library, if you haven't made it before and you want to try it, it's a fairly simple slip stitch pattern, and all you have to do is buy the yarn from us and we will make it for you. So the small bag just takes 2 skeins. The larger bag takes a total of 3, and you'll be able to have a great little market bag. And we had a lot of people asking about the bag last week. So we are fully stocked with this cotton yarn. It's 100% cotton, the Cairns. From the Queensland company. It comes in really beautiful colors and has a very unusual construction, which you almost aren't going to be able to see. It's almost a flat kind of yarn, but we've got plenty of it in stock. And all of the colors are on the website too, so you will be able to get them there. But we do, like I said, we do have access to the pattern. Then, thanks, Rosemary. Rosemary made the Cairns to make the market bag. Thank you very much. Oh. Yeah, this is, the sweater that I have on is one that I made out of the Madeline Tosh DK. I'm not 100% thrilled with it. I loved the way it looked in the pattern, on the pattern page, but it's a little bit big. There's all these gathers between the lace pattern right in here and then the yoke up on the top. So it's not 100% my favorite, but I decided to wear it today because it's one of the sweaters that's going to get washed and tucked away for the summer. So it's its last showing, I guess, if you will. And then the cowl that I have on is made with the earth yarns, the unique fingering weight. And you can also do it in DK. It'll fall a little bit further. But this is a pattern that we've got in the store as well.
Railway cowl.
Yeah, it's called what?
Railway cowl.
The railway cowl. Thanks for remembering that, Kate. Really, really easy and fun knit to do. And I like the way this one fits. I have it folded under, so this is how tall it actually is. So it gives you room to fold it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've got on today. We hit a nerve last week when I talked about giving yourself permission. And I'm so thrilled and so happy when things like that happen. So many people commented or emailed me about it, from Dale, who asked me for permission to put her short rows down for a bit, and I gladly gave it to her, to a woman who came in and was telling us the story that she had knit all of the pieces of a sweater that she knew she did not like, in fact hated, and did not want to sew it together. And after listening to me, decided to rip it apart, wash the yarn, and make something better, something that she would be happier with. So it's so gratifying to hear you guys respond, or to be able to hear what I have said, to give yourself permission. And it doesn't have to be just in your knitting, but a lot of you did let us know that it was about your knitting, because we can get stuck. You know, people come in and say they can't get a new project until they finish the thing they're working on, and they really don't like the thing that they're working on, or they're really tired of it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to rot. Just put it away and do something fun. It will actually motivate you to do something else. And it really does, Bonnie. It really does feel good to let something go. You're right about that. And to be easy on yourself, to just say, you know, you gave it your best shot, and it's not exactly turning out the way you want it to be, or you're tired of it, or it's taking longer than you thought it would. Whatever that reason is, give yourself permission. And I guess I'm going to keep saying that over and over again, so that I make sure that you don't forget that you're allowed to do stuff like that. We sold out of the 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 2. That's 10 of those beautiful books gone, and I have reordered another 10. So very shortly, we'll have 10 more in here. And I want to remind you about our little sock contest. We want you to purchase the book, and if you knit 5 pairs of socks between now and September, the end of September, then in October, we will give you a $25 gift certificate to Northampton Wools. Now, I know that you all have a lot of sock yarn in your stash. You are welcome to use that up. But when you come in to buy the book, if you want to, that's when we will sign you up for the contest. We've got, I think we're almost up to 8 people right now that are doing it, which I think is really, really thrilling. There's absolutely no obligation. If you don't get the 5 socks done, that's fine. But we can't wait to see what you're going to be able to knit from either Volume 1 or Volume 2. And I know that some of you already have Volume 1 because it's been out for a while. And if you need yarn for that to complete something from Volume 1, I hope you come and purchase it here. That will really help us. Lane Magazine is also doing a contest, and you can read about their contest on their website. It's lanemagazine.com. And I know it's actually pronounced Lanye, but Lane is just easier to say. Anyway, you can see the details, and I'm not sure if you have to sign up or not. I don't think you have to sign up. They're doing 2. The first one is if you actually knit all 52 pairs of socks from Volume 2. They did the same kind of contest last time when they did Volume 1, and they had 7 people who actually completed 52 pairs of socks in time, because you have until the end of April or sometime in April of next year. And the website will give you details about how they want you to do that, whether they want you to post or send them pictures. The second, and you do get a prize for that. The second contest is much simpler. All they want you to do is knit one pair of socks from the book and then take a picture of it and post that picture on Instagram with the hashtag, I want to get this right, hashtag Lane Year of Socks. And you will automatically be entered in their drawing, and they are giving out 4 prizes throughout the year. So it won't be 4 all at once, but in a couple of months, they'll probably do their first drawing with the entries that they already have. And the same thing applies for our contest. You do have to knit the pair. You can't knit just one of the socks. They do have to have a partner so that we can see that they go together. And their prizes are things like yarn, sock yarn from an independent dyer, any of their books. I think they said it would be a book of your choice, so you could pick any of their hardcover books. So if you're going to do our contest, you might as well enter theirs as well. So again, that's hashtag Lane Year of Socks if you're interested in entering the contest with them. So I thought that was pretty neat that they were going to do that as well. Let's see, I'm looking at my notes because we got a lot of, I wanted to make sure I got a lot of things correctly. Kate, I want Kate to show you what she's got on. She is wearing a compression glove that has copper in it. And a lot of people have talked about the pain they sometimes have in their hands. And these compression gloves are now everywhere all at once because they really do work. Years and years and years ago, probably 35 years ago, was when we started to see the very first pair of latex gloves, and Barocco was one of the companies that was distributing them. They're basically an elastic type of glove that gives your hand and your wrist a certain amount of support. So if you are experiencing any kind of wrist pain or thumb pain, a lot of times knitters and crocheters will get pain right in here in this muscle, down the front of the thumb or in that joint right there. And it has all of these little lines. There's probably where the copper is infused in it. And, you know, I think everybody has heard that copper can help with that kind of pain. So she bought these on Amazon. I just ordered some on Amazon because I've been using my 35-year-old gloves that are now so stretched out. They're not really doing much of anything. Anymore. They're not compressing my finger. They are still working on the wrist. But I am having some pain right now, right in this joint, just on my left hand.
And the brand I found is really good. The brand is called Copper Compression. So just like
so
that.
You can look for those on Amazon, and of course they have a lot of other companies that are making them as well. But if you have any kind of pain, I recommend this. And what I really like about these is that you have support throughout all of the fingers. Some of the ones that you might buy at CVS just have one big opening across the hand for all 3 fingers to go into, or maybe 2 fingers and a little finger. And it's not giving you the same kind of support that these do. Now, I haven't heard of a lot of people having pain in each of their fingers. It's usually the thumb and the wrist.
Right here.
You've had some in that finger. Yeah. I guess it all depends on how you hold, how tightly you hold the yarn or where your finger is extended. But you might want to check those out. And even if you're not having a lot of pain, you might try working with one. I often will wear just one of them on my left hand because that's the hand that I experience the most pain with, and the hand that I hold the yarn in. So it might help prevent any kind of damage or wear and tear, or even just muscle exhaustion, I guess, if you will.
Repetitive stress.
Yeah, that repetitive stress kind of thing. So I wanted to tell you about that. Yeah. Wow. So actually, that's about it.
Oh.
I think that covers everything. I've got a couple of really big surprises, and I wanted to say one more thing about Local Yarn Store Day. If you come on April 29th, Local Yarn Store Day, we are going to be handing out free stickers for Local Yarn Store Day to every customer that comes in. You'll also have a chance to pick up another cookie cutter that we have been storing since a few months ago. Both Kate and I got the medium size, Sally, and that fit comfortably. And I have hands that I would say are on the larger rather than smaller size, so the medium was comfortable, enough compression so that you feel it, but not so tight that you can't get it on. That's the other thing you want to watch. You want it tight enough to support, but not so tight that you feel like your circulation is cut off. And loose just doesn't do anything. You might as well not even wear it.
Yeah.
So go for the medium. I think actually on the website too, on Amazon, they have some sizing instructions that you can look for. If you can measure your hand, that will give you a better idea. Okay, so back to Local Yarn Store Day. So cookie cutters, stickers, some prizes, and best of all, you'll get to see and say hello to Bonnie, who's going to be here that week, and she'll be in the store definitely on Saturday.
Wear anything you finished this month.
And please, yes, I didn't write that down. Please bring in anything that you have finished in the last month. I know it's going to be warm, so you might not want to wear it, but bring it in, because we are really trying to collect photos of everything that everybody does so that we can make another reel at the end of the month and really show it off. People have really responded well to that as well, so we're happy about that. And we really want to see your finished projects. So bring those in anytime. We'll take a photo and I'll save it in my album, and we'll be able to put it right up on the Instagram reels at the end of the month.
It's like a celebration.
It's a celebration. We need to celebrate as much as we can, even if it seems little, because it's those little celebrations that keep us all going, isn't it? All right, yeah, that is about it. And we've got some surprises, but I don't want to talk about them yet because they're really in the works, and I need to finalize a couple of things. All right, Marie. Yeah, Marie was just here buying the book on Saturday, so we will definitely sign you up for that. She must have spent the weekend looking at the patterns and deciding which ones she could do. That's great. That's really great. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and especially the beautiful weather this week. I got out in the sun on the deck, took a little nap, got a little red, but I love it. Absolutely love it. In the meantime, I hope that you all find time this week to go knit something. Bye.